So in this video, I'm going to show how I sharpen my knives. Um, this belt grinder is a homemade belt grinder that I built. I'm just taking off the flat table there and then putting on this steady rest that's I just only use this for sharpening. Um, it's just a round bar in instead of having holes for that one where that mounts to the belt grinder, it's got a slot so it can adjust it in and out. So I got that on there. Now what I'm doing is putting on a fresh belt. I think this is a 240 grit belt, and then back on with the light. Um, and then the next thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to put this knife in this. I believe that style of knife is called a Nikiri. Put it in this holder. That holder is it's a fixture that I pulled off a Lansky knife sharpening system, and basically just cut the end off a screwdriver and use a screwdriver as a handle, which I think is very comfortable. So I put it there, and then using a felt tip marker to mark the micro bevels. So what that allows me to do is, and what you see me doing here is, I put that on my belt grinder and move the belt, and it'll scratch off that the ink, and then I just keep adjusting it until when I move the belt, it takes off all the ink all the way across the bevel. So I know that that bevel matches at least the last time I sharpened it. And then I pretty much just sharpen all my knives at um, this same angle, which I realize they're all different angles depending on how thick the knives are and how precisely I get them jigged up in that little fixture there. Then turn on the belt grinder here. I got a VFD on my variable frequency drive. Just turn it on, adjusted the tracking and then the speed. Um, and then this is all I do. This is me sharpening that Nikiri. You could see I try to go smooth, um, and I go from kind of the butt to the tip, which I don't know if that matters or not. It's just the way I like to do it. Um, and so I just rinse and repeat. I try not to stay on the belt very long. One, I don't want to grind a bunch of material off. I'm just getting them sharp. I'm not creating new bevels here. So want to remove as little as I can and still get them sharp. And also, I don't want to get that hot, which is why I put on a brand new belt. Typically, when I sharpen, used belts can create more friction, which leads to more heat. So the newer belts tend to cut faster, and which makes you have to go a little faster, but also there's less heat. So I'm just basically I'm just sharpening all of my knives. Some of these are, most of these are um, knives that I got while I was in culinary school. Um, geez, seems like years ago. Most of them are Messermeister Elite. I have a couple of homemade knives in here. Also have a Mizuno UX10. That first knife that you saw me do, that Nikiri, that's a Messermeister too, but it's a different line. It's not the Elite. And then here, just sharpening my pocket knife too. So this is just grinding a fresh micro bevel on there, and then years ago I had heard that one thing that can make a knife or will make a knife keep its edge a lot longer is having a polished edge. And when I got my Messermeister knives, all of the edges were polished, and um, I've that's my preferred method. So what I'll do is sharpen all the bevels, and then I just use this polisher and polish all the edges. And it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't take very long. I think it took me 10 or 12 minutes to put the bevels, the micro bevels on all those knives, touch them up, get them fixtured up. Like the whole process was probably 10 or 12 minutes, and then this um, because I don't have any fixtures or anything. This even goes quicker. I think probably 3 or 4 minutes for me to polish the bevels. Um, and that's my process. You can see there's the knives there that I just sharpened, um, and then I just check to make sure they're sharp. Usually do this with a sheet of paper for my kitchen knives. This is plenty sharp enough. So here's just a piece of notebook paper, and then I just pick a couple knives here and give it a try. That's it. That's my process. Thanks for watching. If you haven't already, hit the like button and subscribe. Thank you.